haven't really seen too much in depth of content about shaving the ST grill. It's the honeycomb style 2013-14 grill. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the center part. I'm keeping these, I'm taking out the center part, so I don't have that big ugly thing there in the middle. So what I'm doing as protection is I'm putting tape over the face of the grill like this for where my stand's gonna sit, because I'm gonna use a DA sander, and the DA sander is gonna cause a lot of friction, and I don't want to scratch the gloss black of the honeycomb. So what I'm probably gonna start out using is probably 80 grit. If 80 grit doesn't seem to touch it after a while and just keeps getting gummed up, then I'll probably use an angle grinder, but very, very slowly, because these are fragile. It's only plastic. So yeah, I'm gonna use 80 grit. I'm gonna finish taping off this stuff, and I'm gonna start using 80 grit on the backside, and I'll let you know how I'm making out. Alright, so 80 grit isn't really working that great. I've hit this for about 10 minutes. You can see the level here from where I didn't sand it to where I did. It's not really knocking it down quick enough. I'll probably use 80 as like my finishing grit for like when I have all this knocked off and there's a bunch of little hairs sticking off of it. But what I'm going to use now is I'm going to use an angle grinder. I'm going to go at it very, very gently, because it's very easy to burn through these, and you don't want to mess this up. So I'll let you guys know how it is using the angle grinder now. Alright guys, so the angle grinder seems to be doing the trick. Now, I want to show you the procedure to doing this. So this is a 30 grit angle grinder. It's got speed variable control on it. If you don't have speed variable control, it's very simple. You don't want to grind it like this. You don't want to go that fast. Put too much heat to that, you'll actually warp that grill, and thus ruining it. So what you want to do is take it from this speed down to at least this speed. And you're going to want to go, when you're hitting it, you're going to want your pad to be like this, but then kind of do like a rocking motion like that. And you don't want to stay in an area too much for too long, because then you'll heat it and warp it. It's just plastic. So what you're going to do is right here, where it's like a darker black, right in this area, that's where it's getting too hot. No worries, all you gotta do is just keep it moving. If you see that, give it time to cool off before hitting it again, or it'll just be hot and it'll gum up your pad, and your pad will be ruined, or your grill will be ruined. But what you're gonna wanna do is, just like I showed you there, you're kinda just gonna wanna rock it like this. Like a square motion, and then zigzag. Square motion, zigzag. Square motion, zigzag. And that's just spreading out the heat, so it doesn't gum up anything and it doesn't warp your grill shell at all. I'll let you guys know the finished product and how long it took me. Alright guys, so here is the top side view of the grill after taking the angle grinder to it. what I'm gonna do next for like a finishing to knock all these little hairs off. You could sit here, probably with your fingers, pick at it. If you look real close, you pick at it, you leave a little white mark there. Little white mark. See those white marks? They're not really visible from the outside, but just as a precaution, so I don't take too much off, I want to hit it with a DA with 80 grit. DA with 80 grit. So I'll let you know and I'll give you the final product. So here is the final product. Looks nice and good. All trimmed out of the center post there. So what I recommend is if you have a DA will work great. With 80 grit sandpaper, a DA works kind of so-so. But what works really good is if you use your angle grinder that you're using the 40 grit with on this stuff. If you put the 80 grit on it, it works phenomenal on this. That's what I found out. And then it gives you a nice, clean, safe look. Hope this is helpful for somebody. I was lost at first on how to do it the safe way, and angle grinder is probably your best bet. And it took me about 2.5 hours to make it perfect. So, I mean, you gotta be patient, you gotta be on par with these things, but yep, this is how it is done. Thanks for watching.